NorbCam coming at you with my guest movie reviewer, AD.
What's up?
Just got out of the AMC South Center Theater watching the late show of Sound of Freedom. And we haven't talked about this. He started telling me about what he thought. I said, save it so it'll be totally raw when we do this live movie review. Unedited, unscripted, just raw reaction to the show. AD, I know this meant a lot to see this film. I know you were moved throughout it, so what was your thoughts on the film, man?
What on earth did I just watch, dude? And this is the reason why I'm writing a TV show about this, dude.
I was debating on this.
Literally the reason.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh wow, dude. I'm sure he might have seen me, but throughout the movie I was feeling a bit tense, dude. Yeah. Like I just want to reach my hand to the screen and just literally go Mike Tyson on those bad guys.
Take some sickos down, right?
Exactly.
So going into this film, did you know much about the story and everything like that going into it? Or did you kind of go into it with sort of a clean slate, going in with no understanding of the movie?
Well, the character Tim Ballard, I knew about him for quite some time. Mm-hmm. Really, that's all I can say.
So you kind of knew the premise?
Kinda. Something I kind of knew was the story and how his journey began-ish. Mm-hmm. You have to keep in mind that some of this is not really true, and I know that because his...
Based on a true story.
Based on a true story.
But of course, in any movie, they take a few liberties, of course. That's not exactly 100%.
Exactly.
Because it's a movie. It still has to be a movie.
Yeah.
So, warning, there might be some spoilers on this. So if you haven't seen it yet, you may not want to watch this entirely because we don't want to spoil the story or anything for you.
Spoiler alert, dude.
Let's see. So I went into it with a pretty... I didn't want to know too much. I never like to know too much about a movie in advance because I feel like if I do, it'll color my opinion and expectations too much. I like to go in kind of clean so I can come out with my own assessment of what I thought. So, all right, let's go back to you because I'll get into mine afterwards. But all right, obviously emotional, powerful. What are some specific things that you liked or didn't like about the film?
Well, first thing that I liked was the bad guy that Tim was meeting with that he took down earlier in the movie. Mm-hmm. He was quoting a Bible verse. I can't remember the name of it, but it goes by this. It is better that a millstone...
Your brother's watching, by the way.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, isn't it past your bedtime? It's what? Probably midnight? I have no idea what time it is. Probably 12:15, probably 12:30 right now.
Yeah. Anyways.
No.
No, keep watching, buddy.
After you watch this and subscribe and hit the like button and the notification bell, then go to bed.
And as I was saying, by the way. You were saying? There's this Bible verse that I can't remember the name of, but I do remember what it says. It is better that a millstone was wrapped around your neck and thrown into the bottom of the sea if anyone hurts these little children.
Right. He said it
and believe it or not, that's Jesus that said that.
Okay.
Strong words from the Bible.
Now, as we mentioned before, and if you watched the previous video before we came in here, Jim Caviezel, who plays the main character, Tim Ballard, right? That's the
exactly, yeah, exactly.
He played Jesus in
the Passion of the Christ.
Very powerful movie, directed by Mel Gibson.
I love that movie, dude.
That one, you feel like you're just, taken to a place that just kind of drags you all through the emotional ups and downs, and at the end of it, you feel like you've been along that horrific ride the whole way.
Yeah.
So this is not as heavy as that, but it still strikes pretty heavy.
What about you? What was the point that you liked?
Okay, so I'd say what I liked the film.
Yeah.
I'll say that right off the bat. I thought it was good. I liked, obviously, the story anytime it's based on a true story, there's a certain amount of, like even questions like, oh, did that really happen? Or could that really happen? I had all these questions like, how are they pulling this off? But it happened. It's based on the true story. So again, I don't know how much of it is completely factual. Obviously there's some stuff. But at the end, they were showing some scenes that took place in real life and showing the real video footage of this particular scene where they rescued a bunch of kids.
It happened in 2014.
So you know quite a bit about that.
Yeah.
So, it actually happened because they were showing the real guy in this kind of raw camera footage that was shown in a kind of a montage at the end. So the fact that he was able to pull off what he did was pretty amazing. So, but right off the bat, the story hits you hard as a dad with daughters. Thinking the way the opening scene lures these kids into the situation they get into is like, oh man, it's just, you could see how anybody could fall for that trap.
I know.
And you think it's so easy, especially when it's kids out of poor situations, or probably a little more desperate, a little more vulnerable. The thought of just them suddenly just being whisked away, and as a dad, connected with the dad character who suddenly realizes his kids are just gone, had no idea where they're at.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like your worst nightmare that you can possibly imagine. So, so that sets the tone right off the top of the movie. So, so that was kind of in the back of my head thinking, I'm thinking about my oldest daughter, Sophie. She's going to college this next month, moving her down there, and we're going to be having to, let the leash away, and she's going to be totally on her own. And even though she's an adult,
poor buddy,
it's it's good. But you watch these things and you think, man, what if somebody, even whether you're 5 or 18, anyone can lure anybody with the right motive and the right people that kind of take advantage of
oh
it,
my
right?
gosh, I don't want to think about that.
But I mean, you can't live in fear. They kind of say that in the movie. But at the same time, you realize there are a lot of terrible people out there doing stuff like that. And the movie, as far as from a cinematic aspect, I like the direction. I felt like all the characters were kind of underplayed. They never went over the top with anybody, where I felt like they were going like Hollywood Rambo style or anything like that. It all kind of played very realistically. The movie had a very moody, dark tone to it, from the score to the cinematography. I thought all that was done, really well.
Yeah.
I think understated because I never felt like at any point they were pushing too much to try to, Hollywoodized the vibe to it. It felt always very kind of grounded, which I appreciated. I'd probably say at the end, what was unique, and you expect this from any true story. Anytime it's based on a true story, you expect the ending, the epilogue, where they say, oh, here's the real person, and here's what happened, and this is what happened to this person. So they had that expected part. But then they did something I've never seen in a movie before, which is as the end credits began to roll, they had a special message in 1 minute, 29 seconds of the countdown. I was like, oh, what is this? A lot of times you go to a Marvel's movie, and they have the ending, like a surprise ending that is going to be like, oh, what's the surprise ending going to be? So here they're telling you there's a special thing you want to stick around for. Don't leave yet. And then it's Jim Caviezel basically talking to the camera saying, thank you for being at the theater, but we want this word to get out. This was a movie that was hard to make. They made it 5 years ago, and they had a lot of roadblocks getting it done. So
5 years.
5 years in the, well, not in the making, but I guess trying to get it released.
Trying to get it released in theaters. It took them 5 years. 2018 to now. It took them 5 years to get this movie released, dude.
And it's, Angel Studios. I don't know that much about Angel Studios, but I get the sense that it's more of a non-traditional Hollywood studio. It's more independent, so they don't have the big backing of a Universal or a Paramount.
Yeah.
So their unique message at the end was, after he says why this is important and why the heroes of the story are the kids, and maybe if everybody got to watch this, then maybe there'd be a stronger chance that people can make some serious change in this area.
Yes.
And so then they have the thing where they have a QR code. They say, we want you to tell other people about this movie, but also if you know people who can't afford to see this movie, click this QR code and you can buy a ticket to share with somebody else, a pay it forward sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I've never seen that before. I mean, that's direct
That is
ask,
bomb, dude.
which
That's pretty
is-
cool, if you tell me.
That's never been done. I've never
Yeah.
seen that before. I mean, and it's obviously working because this movie has done extremely well. I don't know what the budget was for marketing and all that, but he said straight up that they didn't. But I know you've been tracking. You've been tracking the tickets.
If I remember correctly, it was a $14 million budget they had
to
make
produce
it.
the film. $14 million to make the movie.
Yeah.
That's really cheap.
And right now, as I found out this morning, 10 million tickets have been sold for this movie, and $100 million in the box office
So it's gross
as of
100
right
million?
now.
Wow, that's pretty amazing for a movie that was made for under $15 million. I mean,
Right?
pretty much. When a movie comes out, normally you for it to be a success, you normally have to double whatever the production budget was, double that for marketing, and then you get that and it breaks even. So if it costs 15 million, you expect make 30 and you'll break even. So clearly, if it's at 100 million, as you say, it's done way past that.
Yeah.
Compared to some of these other blockbusters like Indiana Jones, which cost 300 million to make, plus marketing, which probably puts it at 500 million, and I don't think it's barely grossed 400. So that's not doing so good. They spent way too much money on that movie. But on this one, yeah, they've done some things that were very different. So
Yeah.
I got no complaints. It's a very well done movie. It's
Yeah.
a story that at the end you kind of know, because it's based on a true story, so you know
Yeah.
where it's going to go. You know what the ending's going to be. So if it wasn't a true story and I was just analyzing where it went, I'd say, well, it's kind of predictable. I know where this is going to go, but it was based on a true story. So you kind of want to see how it all plays out because, well, life isn't if true life stories aren't predictable screenplays, right? It's something that really happened.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it has some moments that are kind of disturbing. I hear you scream and squirm in your seat. And under a few like, oh my God.
That's the worst part, dude. That's the worst part.
But they never went past the point of like gratuitous.
Uh-huh.
It was a lot of it was implied, so you never have to worry about anything being shown that's like you wouldn't want to, that.
Obviously, it's spoilers. I don't know if I want to really talk about it though, because how.
We've already kind of spoiled a lot, so if they've gotten this far, surely they're not worried about being spoiled.
It's really. I told you my the good side of it, but not the bad side.
Oh
yet.
yeah. What's your critique?
The bad side was that scene that made me squeamish. This bad guy taking the little girl to his bed after she pretended to have a bad dream.
Oh, this is at the end, the big finale.
Yeah, and he was getting ready to do some awful things to her.
Right.
And I was like, oh no.
But they never went anywhere. They didn't go any further than
the hero came to the rescue and was like, oh heck no, boy.
Oh, and they did something cool there too, from a directing standpoint. Again, spoiler alert. So, is that your mom?
Yeah, it's my mom.
Okay, you might want to answer that. Tell her we're
Okay.
done. So they did a kind of a unique thing where he tells the little girl, he gestures to her because as he's hiding to take on this predator, kind of gestures, close your eyes. In other words, don't watch what I'm about to do. And so when she closes her eyes, the camera actually goes to black and you just hear what's kind of going on. And then occasionally she'll open her eyes and the camera goes back up and you see what's happening. And then she closes her eyes and it goes back down to just be sound. That was good. That was a unique little twist on telling the story. So I thought that was kind of cool how they took that creative direction. Do I have any negatives? There's nothing really bugged me. The acting was solid. The storytelling was kind of just all the way. Like I said, other than the ending sort of being, quote, predictable, but it was a true story, so can't really want to change the rules.
Okay.
Everything good?
What?
Is your mom still at the place, or is she back at the hotel?
She's still here. She told me to take my time.
Okay. All right.
So we can still talk more and more because I got a lot to say, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Why don't you get off your chest here? And good or bad?
Well, I told you the good.
You said the one scene that was kind of your bad, but it wasn't really bad. It was just disturbing to you, right?
Exactly.
Okay. What else?
The good one is this really cool quote that
Oh,
God's children are not for sale. Period.
Right. Yeah, that was well written. And I don't know if he said that for real. It almost sounds too well stated to be something he really said in real life, but maybe he did. But it's a great tagline for this film.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think they kind of built it around that. So I had seen that quote before seeing the movie.
And I just want to make this quick before I forget. Human trafficking is serious, you guys. It is the fastest growing illegal global business in the entire world, making 150 billion US dollars every single year. And you can buy almost 28 to nearly 40 million people a year with that amount of money. 28 to 40 million people. And 25% of the amount of people are children under the age of 18 years old, dude.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty staggering. They rolled out some stats at the end, and I think in the movie they actually said this. They kind of described. They said why this is such a flourishing business is that if you sell drugs or you sell guns, it's like once you sold it, it's
gone.
It's done.
You can sell a bag of cocaine.
Yeah.
Once.
But you can sell a child like multiple times a day and just keep them. So it's
multiple times a day for 10 years straight.
And
10 years.
Which now you kind of see why economically this criminal element is growing like it is because of that fact. But it's scary. It's scary that it's happening. They said at the end too that there are more people in slavery now than there were when slavery was actually legal. Which is pretty crazy. And most of them were kids.
18th and 19th century.
So that's pretty mind blowing. But it's I know it's a scary, sick world out there.
Exactly.
You know, so
scary, sick world we live in, Norb.
Your mom didn't want to join us because she was afraid she was going to get too emotional on this and didn't want to be like in the theater losing it. So I respect that. She kind of knows her limits. But yeah, you should go check it out for yourself.
Please go check it out. You go check it out, guys. And if you can, try to bring some tissues. I didn't bring mine. I didn't like cry like I was just like chilled up like, oh my gosh. And there's another part that I did not like. The little girl trying to protect her brother and then she got punched in the face for it.
Oh, yeah.
And that made me like, oh heck no, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a lot worse than what they showed there too. So
I can only imagine.
They actually did. They really did lighten up how bad it probably really is. So I feel like this could have been a much more gratuitous, disturbing movie if they really wanted to go there.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is rated. Is this PG-13?
Yeah,
okay.
PG-13.
So clearly if they had gone R, I know that what they probably would have done. But they kept it pretty clean, which, you know, probably good so more people would see it. There's a part of me, because I'm kind of a disturbed filmmaker that way, that I tend to push the edge. I like movies that kind of make me really uncomfortable. It takes kind of a lot for me to feel uncomfortable. So I just have a higher tolerance for that stuff. Obviously, I made a horror film with some very gratuitous violence in it. So,
by the way, I hate horror movies, so no thanks, buddy.
Well, on that, I just have to disagree on the beauty of horror films. That's
why I tend to avoid movies like that. Are too easy to get emotionally wrecked.
And that's
Fish Kepper.
What's up, Fish? Calvin, what's going on? You know I'm getting old when I have to hard to read.
So you have to expect some liberties.
Quentin, it's past my bedtime. That's right.
Yeah. Niner Gang tapping in my G. Calvin Brown, hi, what's up, buddy?
Well, what else did we miss? Fish Cover has to be compressed into a movie. Do you have time to expect? Yeah, right. Expect some liberties, for sure. I believe Jones, remember? What's morning? Or it is morning, isn't it? Bradley Brady fan.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Wow, what's going on?
How was the movie, guys?
Well,
we said it.
All right, I think we're all caught up on the comments.
It's Team GGG. What up, Norb?
Team GGG. Oh, man, he's getting ready to start trash talking the season. But we're not there yet. We got a few more weeks to go yet, so. But no, that was good. I highly recommend it.
And
it's worthwhile just to get your brain wrapped around the topic and the nature of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot more disturbing, gratuitous, and they didn't go there. So,
and I'm sure I said this a lot, but this subject, human trafficking alone, is the reason why I'm running a TV show about it. And I've been I think I may have made it slip or something, but why not?
Talking about this?
What's it about?
Oh, well.
Might as well say it. So this show, it was going to be a movie a long time ago, but the script, when I was writing it, it has proven to be way too long to be a movie. 190 pages. Way too big to be a movie, dude.
That's longer than Braveheart or Oppenheimer, which is a 3-hour affair.
So that is why I decided to make it into a TV show. So what's it about? It's about a young former Army veteran is in a race against time to find his former commander's daughters held captive in human trafficking, while reluctantly enlisting the help from his spiritually ex-girlfriend. And I had talked to Norb about it.
That's the synopsis right there.
Yeah. I talked to Norb about it, and we kind of did talk about it. I asked if you would like to ever get hired to help me do some editing or something, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, and I'm by no means a professional script editor, so I'm not necessarily the authority. I'm just a guy who has an opinion, and I read something and I go, oh, this is what I think, but
Right.
You know what they say, everybody's, well, I can't say it exactly, but everyone's got one. Everyone's got an opinion, like what's. Everyone's got what's, and everyone's got an opinion. Anyway, but I think it's really ambitious that you're doing that. I mean, to write a movie script is, 90 to 120 pages typically. The fact that you're writing that much, I mean, that's quite the ambitious undertaking, man, but it's great that you're doing it. It's another topic that I hope you can see it to the end, because, you started and gone this far, you got to see it through now.
It's taken me almost 4 years to write this.
Wow.
From having an idea, from making
a
homemade movie with a friend of mine, to thinking of making it into a short film, writing
to a feature film,
the story plot, which is easier for me to do, and writing the script for a bit, getting some help from people, only to get ditched by these same people, and working on it on my own, getting hit with a writer's block over and over.
That's going to happen. It took us several years to write Frayed, our horror film, which eventually we did, but it took about 3 years to kind of finally actually write it and then start actually doing something with it. But because you got your other things, you got a job, you got life.
Yeah.
And it's hard to just buckle down and do it, but you're chipping away at it, and that's great.
And Angel Studios is, I'm actually thinking of having them make my show, if possible. I don't know. Well, everything can happen.
You never know. You're doing the hard part, which is you got to have a script. Without a script, you can't
not
really
only
pitch
write the script, but also write a few drafts, dude.
Oh yeah. Well, that's going to happen. But writing a series, I've never tried writing a series before. I don't get my head wrapped around that. I can think in terms of movie scripts, but series is a whole other thing. That's like several hours of screen time. I can't even begin to think of how you go ahead and map all that out. But you're doing it, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts before we wrap up this Sound of Freedom review?
Well, go watch it, guys. Please go watch this movie. And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Go watch this movie.
Go watch this movie and do something about the subject. In my hometown, Yakima, human trafficking is really awful. There's no media coverage of it, of course, but I know that from what I heard, it's pretty awful in my town. And
I think it's kind of everywhere, really.
It's everywhere, dude. Doesn't matter what city you live in or whatnot like that.
It's just it's pretty frightening to think how easily it could happen.
Yeah.
You know, which the point in the movie isn't to scare you into thinking.
What's the name of the movie, young man? Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom.
It's like $12.50 here for a ticket or 12. Oh my gosh.
It was something like that, but.
Yep, Sound of Freedom.
Yep.
That's the movie, Sound of Freedom. Go check it out.
It's not meant to make you like paranoid and live in fear all the time, but it's certainly a make awareness. Awareness is the key.
Can you stream the drive
Tyler
home?
Parcher.
Hey, were you trying to call me, dude? Because if you were, I was watching the movie, dude.
The drive home. All right, well we'll make our exit from AMC, but we might let this roll for a while as we work our way to the parking lot.
Yep.
Find the trash over here. Do the good and citizenly thing. I'll check it out. It says, is it Kennedy Moreno? What's up?
What's up?
But anyway, this is one of my favorite theaters. It's close by, South Center, AMC. Yep. I'm a member of the, what do you call it? The movie, the A-list thing. It's got certain perks, but I don't utilize it enough because I don't have time to go to as many movies. I could go see 3 movies a week for free, but I never go that often. This is the first time, I went to 2 movies in this week, which is a lot for me. Went to go see this, obviously, and prior to this was...
Oppenheimer?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
MI7. And then before that was Indiana Jones. So those are the 3 movies I've seen lately. I want to see Oppenheimer because I'm interested in that topic, and Christopher Nolan's a great director, so everything he makes is interesting stuff. Where are we meeting your mom, by the way? She's not still at the bowling thing, is she?
No, she said that
She's still here? She didn't go back to the hotel?
No. So basically, she's picking me up.
Oh, okay. I wonder where she... Well, I might have to get off the phone so I can call her and tell her, figure out where I'm meeting her at. This is the parking lot of the top of the roof of where we're at. It's what, 12:45 right now, something? It's almost 1 in the morning.
1:07, dude.
Jeez, 1:07.
Whoa.
Really past your bedtime.
Well, I'm an adult, so I can do whatever I want.
I'll have to ask your mom about that, see if that's the case. Hope I have my keys. That would kind of suck if I didn't. All right. Open up the NorbCam Mobile, which is the Toyota Highlander. The van is no longer, and I must say I do enjoy this, although this thing seats 8. The van sat 7 because it had captain's chairs in the back, not the bench. But for the people in the back, not nearly as comfortable as it used to be. I know Tyler Parcher's watching this, and he loves himself a good car startup, so to give him that. You can open that up before we have to shut things down.
Tyler
Parcher, this is for you.
Tyler, you did try to call me, did you, buddy? Because if you did, I was watching the movie.
You should have just turned your phone off.
I was like, why?
You heard the
you heard
the message at the beginning of the film. Hey, welcome to AMC. Please silence your phone. No talking. Don't ruin the movie. AD. This is Sound of Freedom, not sound of my phone. Come on. What's up? Anyway, I gotta hang up now because I gotta go call his mom and figure out where we're going.
Yep.
1:07. This is a late night. All right. Thanks for joining us. Go check out the movie, Sound of Freedom.
Please go watch it, guys. It's incredible. Please watch it. All right? Take care, guys.
While you still can, while it's still in the theaters.
Yeah. Take care, you guys.
We'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be at the Mariner game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The finale, the Mariners going for the sweep over the Toronto Blue Jays. That's going to make for a very fun game tomorrow.
That's right.
You're going to stream it, are you? I'm going to definitely record. I don't know if I'll record and stream the whole thing. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Whatever does best for you, buddy.
What? PNW Maze, this Barbie movie sucks. Really? I heard it was supposed to be good.
Can you start a stream? What?
After the phone call? Well, what? We'll see.
I'm confused.
No, he wants, after I do the phone, he wants me to restart another video.
Oh, okay.
But I think people have already seen plenty of this already. Anyway, we're gonna go.
Yeah, we gotta
You
go.
guys have a good night or good morning.
Oh,
And a
right.
pleasant tomorrow or today, whatever it is.
Whatever,
It's all
doesn't
very
matter.
confusing. See you at the game tomorrow.
Later, guys.
Mariners,
Go Hawks.
Blue Jays, and go Hawks.